Yes, I. Thanks for tuning in again. This is Black Sun. You are now in tune on the one, the force itself at this time. We align ourselves with the elements. We align ourselves with the earth, the air, the water, the fire, the space, the ethers. You are now in tune on the one, the force itself at this time. We align ourselves with the frequency of the divine. We must continuously remind ourselves to stay on that frequency, because time to time our emotions take us off of that vibration. You already know. We babble on in Babylon because we use a very low form of communication called speaking or verbal communication. Now that we are talking to each other instead of being telepathic as we were before, we had to use such a lower form of vibration to communicate the way we do now. So we will continuously babble on and get caught up in the midst of word fuckery and word wars because we are speaking. For all of you linguistic masters and etymologists, it's good to study the etymology of words. It's very good to be versed of language. These things are very good, especially because this is the way we communicate. So for all of my code crackers, yes, it's very good to crack the code within inside of the etymology of the words. True, I agree with this. What I am challenging you to do peacefully, is to awaken your telepathic self, because for, whatever you believe in, angels or Anunnaki or Netarus or Bodhisattvas and Nagas, whatever you believe in, these deities, these angels, or these angelic forces speak to us telepathically through symbolism and numbers, through signs and symbols. We telepathically communicate with our ancestors. We communicate with the divine through sending out frequencies telepathically. See? Now, I'm not trying to sound all mystical and, I'm not one of them. See? But I must tell you, we will continuously babble on in Babylon as long as we're talking. Now, when we did utter words in the form of speaking, it was not for communicating how we communicate now. It was for chanting. It was for chanting mantras and singing certain tones and tunes or frequencies or whatever you want to call them. These mantras that we uttered then were to keep us aligned with the divine. So before the fall down to this lower or this denser realm, we didn't need to talk, and it's funny because the more you raise your vibration and awareness, you will get to a degree where you feel like talking less. That's good. And like they say, for those who know, don't say much. And for those who don't know, are always trying to tell. See, there is some truth to that. Now, when we uttered things out of our mouth, it was for manifesting, because we always knew that words manifest. The things that we say out of our mouth manifest. As they say, in the beginning it was the Word, and the Word was God, and the Word was with God. And in multiple different cultures, the creator deity is known to either speak or chant or sing creation into existence. In some of the Kemetic schools, they say that Ptah rose from the waters of Nu and chanted, sing. So it's nothing new to the Rastafari vibration, because if you check the origins of the Rastafari movement, the brothers were very deep, very strict about what you say out your mouth and how words manifest. So they say misfortune comes from one's tongue. So, and their pseudoscience, or what they taught us about the Big Bang, the so-called Big Bang Theory, if that was true, then, when you look at, in comparison, the Big Bang Theory to the God spoke and said, let there be, whatever, it kind of, is touching the same essence, if you know what I mean. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, so whatever it was, a bang, because a bang is a noise, or whether it was let there be, whatever, that was a noise too. So in the beginning, it was the Word, and the Word was I, and the Word was with I. See? Now, we can get caught up in the argument of what that word was in the beginning. Some Buddhist thoughts say that the Om is the original cause, and that was the original sound, and that's why a lot of different Buddhists and various different schools of thoughts chant the Om. But everyone claims that they have the most powerful mantra, whatever the case may be. So I don't get caught up in the dogma of who has the best word to utter or the best mantra to chant, because that within itself is a lack of enlightenment. But I am here to tell you to watch what you say out your mouth. And I don't mean that in a gangster way. You know how gangsters be like, yo, watch what you say out your mouth. You hear me? Yeah. I just had to make sure you was paying attention. Anyway, and we must remind ourselves these things. I'm not always on these frequencies. I'm not always on the frequency of the divine. So that's why we must continuously remind ourselves to tap back onto that and, cleanse our aura field from all of those disagreeable energies so that we can continuously be aligned with love, abundance, and the divine. See? Start chanting, because whether you're a Buddhist, whether you are a Hindu, whether you are a Christian, whether you're a Rastaman, whatever the case may be, whether you are Muslim, because the Quran is a chant, because when you listen to them recite the Quran, they're chanting. So in ancient times, we would go inside of these great wonders of the world that they talk about now, and we would chant, because we knew the science of what they call now, and their science, harmonics. Harmonics is a terminology that they use for something that we always knew. So, they just reword things or reword old concepts. So, there is a big study about the harmonics in the pyramids of Giza and all of these other places. And they're trying to figure out, were these people here chanting? We knew how to go to these places and chant. We knew how to read certain scrolls. We knew how to read the Metu Neter and chant that and travel, So imagine reading something off the wall and similar to like how you would read music notes like glyphs, because music, when you read music, I don't know how to read music, but they are glyphs. So when you read musical glyphs, it's similar to ancient glyphs, or what they call glyphs. These were tones that we had to utter a certain way so that we can travel to where we need to go. The song was written on the walls all over the world and in the ocean. A lot of temples fell down when the flood came. You already know. So there are 5,000 different cultures that pinpoint the flood, whether it was Noah or whatever the case may be. Everyone has a flood story, because 5,000 years ago there was a flood. They lied about all the dates, and I'm not going to sit here and be another guy to tell you that yes, everything they taught us was a lie. But this one here, this reasoning session is about speaking and chanting and using the power of your throat chakra to utter divine frequencies through the ethers, so that you can manifest that which you need to manifest. So watch what you say. Start really analyzing your words and your thoughts and your feelings. This is basic teaching, nothing fancy, and there's probably been 1,000 other guys before me to tell you the same thing. But Nam Myoho Renge Kyo, Nam Myoho Renge Kyo, Nam Myoho Renge Kyo. As Tina Turner would say, start using your throat chakra and chanting from your solar plexus. You gotta go down, bring it up, and chant Babylon down. You know, everybody had their own chant. I'm not telling you what to chant. I'm just saying, chant Babylon down. You already know.